Support for this show comes from Atrium Health, Wake Forest Baptist, an academic medical center whose physicians and researchers are working to invent tomorrow's treatments today. More at wakehealth.edu.
Hi, I'm Martha Bassett, and tonight we're airing our program which features Megg Farrell, Ben Singer, and Ashley Watkins and Andrew Small. The band tonight was Russell Kelly on guitar, Deshaun Hickman on pedal steel, Sarah Howell on keyboards, Chris Gelb on drums, and Pat Lawrence, our announcer, on bass. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Martha Bassett Show, coming to you from the historic Reeves Theater in Elkin, North Carolina, a home for music in the heart of the foothills. The Martha Bassett Show features national artists, local talent, and the music of Martha Bassett. Tonight we welcome Megg Farrell, Ben Singer, and Ashley Watkins and Andrew Small. This was a spectacular evening at the Reeves Theater with some of the finest Americana music you'll hear anywhere. We started the night with the whimsical 1943 hit by Irving Mills and Nat King Cole. Here's Martha and the band on Straighten Up and Fly Ride.
A buzzer took a monkey for a ride in the air. The monkey thought that everything was on the square. The buzzer tried to throw the monkey off of his back, but the monkey grabbed his neck and said, "Hey, listen, Jack, straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and stay right. Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top. What's the use in jiving? Ain't no use in diving. Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top." The buzzer told the monkey, "You are choking me. Release your hold and I will set you free." The monkey looked the buzzard right dead in the eye and said, "Your story is so touching, but it sounds just like a lie. So straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and stay right. Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top." Release your hold and I will set you free. The monkey looked the buzzard right dead in the eye and said, "Your story is so touching, but it sounds just like a lie. So straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and stay right. Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top."
That was Martha and the band on Straighten Up and Fly Ride. Our first guests of the evening come to us from Floyd, Virginia. This husband and wife duo received top honors at the Merlefest Chris Austin Songwriting Competition in the bluegrass category. And they were also chosen as the first place old-time band at the Galax Old Fiddlers Convention. Beloved by audiences from the mountains of Southwest Virginia to the bushlands of Australia, Ashley Watkins and Andrew Small have established themselves as preeminent songwriters and performers delivering their own brand of hard-hitting old-time country music.
I'm for it, I'm for some red mountain wine. Some people see me, some people don't. Some women love me and some women won't. I'm satisfied and nothing to do but bump for a dime for some red mountain wine. boxcar in Virginia and his jail in Milwaukee. I'm satisfied with nothing to do but come for a dime for some Red Mountain wine. Sing with me, baby, you're in the news. This time tomorrow I'll be singing the blues. I'm satisfied with nothing to do but come for a dime for some Red Mountain wine. I ain't got no money, I ain't got no home, ain't got nobody to call on my own. I'm satisfied with nothing to do but bump for a dime for some Red Mountain wine.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, you guys. So, will you tell us where you're from, each of you? Andrew, where are you from?
Well, I'm originally from Elizabeth City, North Carolina, the far northeastern corner of the state. Yep, and I grew up in Greenville.
Very good. And Ashley?
I'm from Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia.
So, how did the two of you meet?
Well, I met a friend at Fiddle Camp back in 2012 who was living in Australia. He was from New Zealand, and he said, "You know what? We should start a band together." He's like, he was a fiddle player and I was playing the bass, and he said, "I know this great guitar player and singer in Australia, and we could like book a tour. If we just make a recording, we could book a tour down there and bring you down." And we'd made a recording, and anyway, that guitar player turned out to be Ash's brother. And so I started a band playing with him and coming to Australia somewhat regularly, and eventually I got to know Ash after a few trips. And then she started coming up here to hang out in North Carolina, and I started dragging her to fiddlers conventions, and well, one thing led to another. So
Beautiful. How long have you been married?
how long have we been married? It all blends together.
2.5 years, I
Yeah, I
reckon.
guess it's 2.5 years.
Yeah.
We technically we got married, we sort of eloped, and then we had our wedding with our family and friends. And all that, so did what we had to do.
That's
so yeah,
wonderful.
we've kind of got 2 dates, so it makes it blurry.
I understand. Well, so this has been a big year for you. You won the Chris Austin Songwriting Contest and Galax in the same year.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, both of those it's a big deal. I mean, I just submitted that song to Merlefest. I submitted one last year too, and nothing came of it. And then this year, I was just so honored to hear back from them that, we got invited to come as a finalist. And then Galax is that was a life goal, to win the old time band contest there. But I didn't really think I thought we were going to win a ribbon this year because we had a good band, but that we were blown away to come away with first place. But I'm really proud that we won it in an old time band contest and then won an award in a bluegrass songwriting contest, because we like to be representatives for, we don't like to have hard lines between our old time and bluegrass. We like the bluegrass music that leans into the old time and vice versa. So
I hear that in your music.
yeah, well,
So your next song, is this going to be your Merlefest?
Yeah.
yeah, this is the one. It's
Tell us about it.
Well, it's called Yesterday's Blues, and actually, it has a connection to Elkin because I come down here every Monday. I take Joe Thrift's violin making class, and so having an hour and a half commute each way on Mondays, I have time to listen to podcasts and that kind of thing. So I've been writing songs for years, but I've never thought about myself as a songwriter. I'm a musician who dabbles in songwriting, and then I was listening to these songwriter podcasts, and I got inspired. and I listened to this interview with Jeff Tweedy, and he wrote a book called How to Write One Song. So I ordered that book. I got halfway through it, and I wrote a song.
It worked.
Yeah, and it worked, I guess. But it was on my drive, and I came up with most, like the hook and the chorus of the song in the car between here and Floyd. It was on those drives. So that song actually has a direct connection to this area.
So how did you write it down?
Well,
Thank you.
I do a lot of voice memos on my phone, and I don't ever put a title on them. I just record stuff. So I've got hundreds of voice memos that I have no idea what's on there. I need to go back and have an organization day and just like label everything. But this song came from a lot of me just singing stuff and saying stuff in the car and coming home and kind of working it out and putting it down with music. And I don't know, when a song really works, I haven't written that many that really work. I start a lot of songs. I don't finish that many.
I'm the same way.
You know? But this one, something happened with the phrasing and the melody. When I kind of landed on that phrasing and that melody, it just fell into place. I was like, that's it. That's the song. And
Well, please share it with us.
all right. Well, here it is then. It's a bluegrass song. It's in the key of B flat. And it's called Yesterday's Blues. When you left me alone and said we were through, I could never face it. I prayed it weren't true. So I set out looking for anything to do, but no drop to drown away my yesterday's blues. Running from yesterday's blues to ease my troubled mind and find something new. What I found along the way was a new kind of truth. I was only running from yesterday's blues. Myself, I thought I'd change my look. I tried to be so handsome, emptied my pocketbook. Even in my fancy jacket and a brand new pair of shoes, I was still walking backward, facing yesterday's blues. Running from yesterday's blues to ease my troubled mind and find something new. What I found along the way was a new kind of truth. I was only running from yesterday's blues. I found myself a new sweetheart, and every time we'd meet, I'd dress up in my new clothes, buy her every kind of treat. But sitting there right next to her, I'd still think of you. And I just can't go on feeling yesterday's blues. Running from yesterday's blues to ease my troubled mind and find something new. What I found along the way was a new kind of truth. I was only running from yesterday's blues. Yes, I was only running, Lord, Lord, from yesterday's blues. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Well,
Appreciate that.
we're going to invite
The Martha Bassett Show is supported in part by Explore Elkin, a source of travel information for downtown Elkin, the Yadkin Valley, and beyond. Downtown Elkin features historic landmarks, Main Street shopping, and fine dining. More at exploreelkin.com or on Facebook. Ben Singer comes to us from Greensboro, North Carolina, and he is the quintessential Renaissance man. He performs as a singer-songwriter and joins other musicians on guitar, piano, organ, and drums. He is also a first-call videographer and has his own app development company called Gazebo. To a more international audience, Ben is known as Modern Robot. where he performs accompaniment to films, sometimes odd industrial films or campy B-movies, flight and space footage, and a wide range of silent films. Modern Robot has received rave reviews from Fringe festivals in New York, Orlando, and Edinburgh, Scotland. Here's Ben with the house band on his song, Can You Pretend?
Can you pretend tonight that you want me? Turn down the light, let down your hair. Can you pretend tonight? Can you hold me close and tight? And tomorrow I'll pretend I didn't care. I'll pretend I didn't see you walk alone. I'll pretend I didn't see you with your phone. Can you pretend tonight? Can you hold me close and tight? And tomorrow I'll pretend I didn't care. I'll pretend I didn't see you walk alone. I'll pretend I didn't see you with your phone. Can you pretend tonight? Can you tell me it's alright? And tomorrow I'll pretend I didn't care. And tomorrow I'll pretend I didn't care.
Ben Singer.
Thank you.
Megg Farrell grew up in New York City, immersed in the indie rock scene in the early 2000s. After studying jazz in Paris, she returned to New York and honed her sound in clubs under the name Sweet Meg. Now she's based in Nashville and is writing music based on her love of classic country, early rock and roll, and that great lineage of folk singers from New York City. Here's Megg Farrell and the band playing her sly take on the classic breakup song.
So we're going to do a song called Whiskey Drinkin' Blues. Is that right? Mm-hmm. All right. Did you write this one?
I did. I would say it's a breakup song to whiskey. I only drink tequila now.
Each night I tell myself that I can quit you. You hurt me worse than any others do. Then the thought of our last meal comes a-calling, and I'm right back at the bar stool next to you. And I came here looking for a friend, but you broke my heart and treated me unkind. And I came here hoping that my sorrow would end. By the final call was all that I could find. And I never needed no one, and I never needed you, but you keep me crawling right back home, and it makes me feel good too. than I wanted. Your tender call, it brought me to my knees. No matter wine or water could ever soothe me. Well, you burned my tongue and you made a fool of me. Now I'm here looking for a friend. Well, the times we had, they used to leave me smiling. And I came here hoping that my sorrow would end. But tonight you caused me pain, left me crying. And I never needed no one, and I never needed you. But you keep me crawling right back home, and it makes me feel good too. So I lived an awful life. Well, don't come back tomorrow, 'cause I only ever needed you tonight.
Megg Farrell. Thank you, Megg. Absolutely. So I just met Megg for the first time a couple weeks ago, last month at Merle Fest. Yeah. So are you from a musical family?
Sort of like an artistic family. My parents are both actors. Mm-hmm. My dad is a bit of a musician. He was like a songwriter, kind of in that Bob Dylan era up in upstate New York for a while. And then he moved down to New York, was more in the acting and comedy world. And my mom is just straight comedy and acting. My grandmother on my dad's side was a piano player and clarinet player. So it was like the art throughout the family. Definitely, we're Irish family, so we're a lot of just hanging out and singing songs in the family. That's kind of
that sounds
how I grew
perfect.
up a little bit.
How old were you when you started performing?
I was around 16. I was convinced that I couldn't sing, and my dad was convinced I could, and we would fight about it, and I'd be like, I'm not gonna join choir, I'm a terrible singer, and I'm not gonna act. It was like my form of rebellion was to be into politics and sports instead of being into the arts. But I eventually started writing songs around 16. I started playing ukulele as a joke, kind of. I don't know what, my cousin thought it would be funny, and I was like, dude, what if I just got really good at ukulele? So I started doing that, and I found a band in New York City called Sonic Uke, and these two wacky guys who would wear like feather boas and do these crazy cover songs. And so I messaged them, I'm like, hey, when's your next show? Like, I live in Jersey, I would love to just come out. And they're like, do you want to open for us? And I was like, oh, okay. And so I just like basically wrote songs and performed like that week at this place, Otto's Shrunken Head. And then I got in this whole ukulele world because of it. And that's so I just all of a sudden kind of fell into performing in this like songwriter ukulele world.
Wow, that's great. That's great. Well, how did you end up in Paris?
Because of the ukulele world, there was like these forums online that I didn't really know about at the time, but there were all these videos being put up of this show that I would do on Saturdays or Tuesdays or something in the city. And I got these fans in France, and I was like in high school, and I was like, that's so cool. So I like reached out to them, and we just became buddies. And then I really wanted to visit them, so I saved up my money from working at Ben & Jerry's and went out to France. And I immediately like fell in love with France, fell in love with a French person, and just like wanted to go all the time. And so I started going once a year and playing gigs out there. And then I was like, I want to move to France. And I wanted to move to Lyon, but I was in college and I needed credit. And I was able to go to a jazz school in Paris and get credit at my school. So like, okay, that's halfway there. I'll go to this jazz school. And that's kind of how I fell into jazz, because I was like, that'll be good for songwriting. Jazz is better than classical theory, and that's what I'd been studying. So then I moved to Paris and started doing jazz, and then next thing you know, I'm like doing jazz for a living. And then, so.
There goes a decade.
Yeah, basically.
Well, I love listening to Sweet Megg too. A whole different person, sort of.
Completely different person. One of the things that's nice about being here and doing Megg Farrell, which is my actual name, is, I mean, I started in music for songwriting and to share and to write and to get into stuff, and I don't really get to do it that much anymore. I'm mainly known for like 1920s jazz, which is fun, and I love it, but...
Well, what would you like to do next?
All right, this one is off the new record I will put out very soon. I just put out a new jazz record under Sweet Megg, and I've been trying to figure out how to put out an Americana original record because it doesn't have anything to do with Sweet Megg. So this is called Midnight Train, and we'll be on that record whenever it comes out. I'm alone now, no more than I ever was before. You're lying close now, I'm lying here naked on the floor. But no one calling me upstairs, no one tries, cause no one dares, cause there's no one here tonight. I'm all alone. So whisper close, my darling, say goodbye and say goodnight, cause I'm leaving town tomorrow. Nobody here, nobody left to fight. My jacket's on and my boots are packed. I'm not trying to leave town, just trying to find my way back. Oh, I'm lying on the mattress we bought way back, where you'd put on that good old Nielsen track. Well, no one calling me at home, no one sees, cause no one knows that I'm where I wanna be. Making plans for you and me. So whisper close, my darling, say goodbye and say goodnight, cause I'm leaving town tomorrow. Don't you dare put up a fight. My heart is filled and I ain't dying, 'cause I ain't needing you.
know there's nothing here at all. So whisper close, my darling, say goodbye and hold me tight, 'cause I'm leaving on a midnight train. Goodbye and good night.
It's intermission time here at the Reeves Theater in Elkin, North Carolina. The Martha Bassett Show is produced in collaboration with listener-supported 88.5 WFDD, public radio for the Piedmont and High Country.
The Martha Bassett Show is sponsored in part by Bowen Town and Country Furniture Company, located in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. These fine folks have been locally and family-owned since 1956. And their American-made brands are crafted by skilled professionals who use fine design and engineering to produce beautiful furniture. And they continue to manufacture their furniture in North Carolina, West Virginia, Virginia, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Indiana. Bowen Town and Country Furniture Company. It's furniture made to use, not just made to sell. We hope you're enjoying the show. When you come to visit us in beautiful Elkin, North Carolina, make sure to stop by these fine downtown businesses. The Elk Pharmacy, Yoga on Main, Coley Hall at the Liberty, Yadkin Valley Quilts, Fruition, and the Barkery, home of Melissa's all-natural pet treats. Welcome back to the second half of the Martha Bassett Show, featuring Megg Farrell, Ben Singer, and Ashley Watkins and Andrew Small. We'd like to give a big thanks to all of our new listeners on WBCM Radio Bristol, part of the birthplace of Country Music Museum, located right in Bristol, Virginia. Remember, you can follow the entire schedule, listen to past radio shows, and subscribe to our podcast at marthabassettshow.com. Now, let's get back to the Reeves stage with Martha performing a bossa nova classic by Antonio Carlos Jobim, Águas de Março.
É pau, é pedra, é o fim do caminho. É um resto de toco, é um pouco sozinho. É um caco de vida, é a vida, é a sol. É a noite, é a morte, é um laço, é anzol. É peroba do campo, é o nó da madeira. Caenga, candeia, ou metita pereira. É madeira de vento, tambo da ribanceira. É o mistério profundo, é eu quero, não quero. É o vento ventando, é o fim da ladeira. É a viga, é a val, fechada com minheira. É a chuva chovendo, é conversa ribeira. Das águas de março, é o fim da canseira. É o pé, é o chão, é o macho estradeira. Passarinho na mão, pedra de tiradeira. Uma ave no céu, uma ave no chão. É um regato e uma fonte, é um pedaço de pão. É o fundo do poço, é o fim do caminho. No rosto um desgosto, é um pouco sozinho. É um strep, é um prego e uma ponta é um ponto. É um pingo pingando e uma conta é um conto. É um peixe, é um gesto e uma prata brilhando. É a luz da manhã, é o tijolo chegando. É a lenha, é o dia, é o fim da picada. É garrafa de cana, ou estelhaço na estrada. É o projeto da casa, é o corpo no cama. É o carro enguiçado, é a lama, é a lama. É um passo e uma ponta, é um sapo e uma rã. É um resto de mata na luz da manhã. São as águas de março fechando o verão. É promessa de vida no teu coração. É pau, é pedra, é o fim do caminho. É um resto de toco, é um pouco sozinho. E uma cobra é um pau, é João, é José. É um espinho na mão, é um corte no pé. São as águas de março fechando o verão. É promessa de vida no teu coração. É pau, é pedra é o fim do caminho, é um resto de toco, é um pouco sozinho, e uma paz e uma ponte, é um sapo e uma rã, é um belo horizonte, uma febre terça. São as águas de março fechando o verão, é promessa de vida no teu coração. É pão, é pedra, é o fim do caminho, é um resto de toco, é um pouco sozinho. Pão, pedra, fim do caminho, resto de toco, pouco sozinho. Pedra, caminho, toco, sozinho. Pedra, caminho, toco.
Thank you very much. Russell Kelly on guitar.
We're going to move right along to our last song. We learned this during the pandemic, and I guess I just learned it because, you know, a lot of people were talking about hard times and everything, and this song just got stuck in my head, and it's a really great bluegrass song that was written by Roy McMillan, who lives up near Floyd in Fancy Gap, and he definitely wrote this in a bluegrass style, and you should go and check out his version. It's absolutely amazing. But we put more of an old-time spin on it, and we wrote our own verse for it as well. It was such a short song, so we added a verse to it, and it was inspired by the pandemic.
What's that knocking on my door? Hard times, hard times, hard times. What's that blowing in my window? Cold wind, cold wind, cold wind. Let cold winds blow and the hard times go. I ain't gonna worry no more. Take me back to the old home. Been so long since I've been around, just to see the old folks standing in the door. I ain't gonna worry no more. What's that knocking on my door? Hard times, hard times, hard times. What's that blowing in my window? Cold wind, cold wind, cold wind. Let cold winds blow and hard times go. I ain't gonna worry no more. Well, summer's gone and winter's coming, and the cold winter wind's gonna blow. If you come back home, then you wouldn't be alone, and I wouldn't have to worry no more. What's that knocking on my door? Hard times, hard times, hard times. What's that blowing in my window? Cold wind, cold wind, cold wind. Let cold winds blow and the hard times go. I ain't gonna worry no more. step on in my window, cold wind, cold wind, cold wind. Let cold winds blow and the hard times go. I ain't gonna worry no more, no more.
Thank you very much.
Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist is the primary healthcare sponsor of the Martha Bassett Show. Wake Forest Baptist Health has more than 300 primary care and specialty locations throughout the region, and a world-class team providing comprehensive care in cancer, orthopedics, cardiovascular health, and more. wakehealth.edu.
It's hard tonight to walk back home, to walk these empty streets. It's hard tonight to pull myself into these empty sheets. I know that neither one of us will lose control tonight. But what are we afraid of finding in one summer's night? It's hard tonight to walk back home, to walk these empty streets. It's hard tonight to pull myself into these empty sheets. No, I can be alone tonight. I bet tomorrow too. And I can wait for love to come and heal my heart of you. It's hard tonight to walk back home, to walk these empty streets. It's hard tonight to pull myself into these empty sheets. It's hard tonight to walk back home, to walk these empty streets. It's hard tonight to pull myself into these empty sheets.
Ben Singer.
Thank you, Martha.
You are quite welcome. Deshaun Hickman on the pedal steel.
right, the next one we're going to do is Mama Said. This one is, it started out as a fictional story about like a woman in love with an alcoholic, and then rewrite after rewrite, it just turned into a song about my family. Which is not what I mean, but it comes from, I'm an Irish family, and we all know what that means. And it comes to the Irish in New York in the 60s and whiskey, which is the theme we're going with now. But one thing I find beautiful about my mother is that having grown up in such an Irish family and surrounded by a lot of people who drank a lot, she never did, and she fought that. And she was a very driven woman, and she is very strong about that. And she really made me and fought me and my brother and made sure and kept us away from it, even though she always says, "You're Irish. It's in your blood. We can't handle alcohol. Everyone thinks we're good drinkers, but it's actually the complete opposite. We're the worst drinkers. We don't know how to handle it." And it's true. And so she kept me from it. And she, the one line that I never met my grandmother from Ireland, but she apparently, when my mom would get whiny about stuff, she would say, "It's a good life if you don't weaken." And I love that. And I think it's so powerful and profound. And it's true. It's a great life if you don't weaken. And that's what this song comes from, the strength of my own mother and the strength of the people in my life that I love, who keep me from falling too deep. My mama said, stay close to God. Tell him what you want and eat your daily bread. My mama said, don't let the boys downtown push you around, get in your head. I go to bed at closing time with a thought in mind of all the things she said. I close my eyes when day is done. I know I'm not the one to change your mind. Oh, but I need you to comfort me when I sleep at night. I need you to trust in me. I won't fall deep tonight. Trust what mama said. If alcohol don't kill you, then money will. So I'm waiting for my next dollar, my last meal. Mama's sister died in her sleep. Ooh, but Mom, your golden daughter is 6 feet deep. Oh, 'cause I got you. Comfort me when I sleep at night. I got you. Rescue me when I fall deep inside. That's what Mom said. It's a good life if you don't weaken. And them good words that you've been speaking. Mama told me love is all she knows. And I hope I got your hand before she goes. Oh, 'cause I need you to comfort me when I sleep at night. I need you to rescue me when I fall deep inside. 'Cause what Mama said.
together for Megg Farrell and Chris Gelb. We're so glad you decided.
Yeah, I am too. It's so fun to play here, and I love North Carolina. I really do. Just keep getting surprised by more wonderful, small little towns with really cool theaters and wonderful communities. There's just so much. I knew I already loved this state, but I feel like I keep finding more reasons to love this state more. So
please come back and visit.
Absolutely. The next one here is called Northern Bound. I wrote it. I went down to a farm during the quarantine in Tennessee, because New York was melting. It was insane for the first couple months living in New York during quarantine, and I spent about 3 months on this horse farm in Tennessee, and I did not want to go back to New York, but I felt like I also needed to because the city was opening again, and it's my home, and it's where I was born, and I felt like I needed to be there for the city or something, and I was torn between the two, and I wrote this song that day. Tennessee ended up winning, and I'm down in Nashville.
I'm leaving town tomorrow, gotta get me on my way. Summer sun is fading and soon she'll say good day, northern bound. I'm northern bound. I hate to see me go and I hate to say goodbye, but I cannot say no longer, says the big man in the sky, northern bound. I'm northern bound. That southern wind always seems to be calling me, but I gotta get back home to where my mom and pop may be. Big wide open spaces, riding horses, smiling faces, but I know I'm bound to be northern bound. That city life is weary, please don't let it bring me down. My mind is thinking clearly, gotta get back into town, northern bound. I'm northern bound. The city folk are cold, but I know their blood runs hot. You can feel it in the way they simmer in that melting pot, northern bound. I'm northern bound. That southern wind always seems to be calling to me, but I gotta get back home to where my mom and pop may be. Big wide open spaces, riding horses, smiling faces, but I know I'm bound to be northern bound. Northern bound. But I gotta get back to where all the change is going round, northern bound. I'm northern bound. There's a wind that's blown through those dirty city blocks. Let it cool my skin and take me to a place that I am not northern bound. I'm northern bound. That southern wind always seems to be calling me, but I gotta get back home to where my mom and pop may be. Big wide open spaces, loving you and smiling faces, but I know I'm bound to be. Say goodbye to Tennessee. Whoa, big city calling me, northern bound. Northern bound.
That was Megg Farrell. We hope you've enjoyed the show. You've been listening to a delightful evening we spent with Megg, Ben Singer, and Ashley Watkins and Andrew Small. We closed the night with the full cast on the Tennessee Waltz.
Now I'm waltzing in the darkness to the Tennessee waltz. Now I know just how much I have lost, and it's stronger than drink, deeper than sorrow, that beautiful Tennessee waltz. I remember the night and the Tennessee waltz. Now I know just how much I have lost. I lost my little lover the night they were playing that beautiful Tennessee waltz.
Thank you all for tuning in and to our beautiful live audience. Let's hear it for Megg Farrell.
That's our show for today, folks. Thanks to all the musicians for sharing your music. This show was produced by Pat Lawrence with assistance from the Reeves Theater. Our background music today was provided by Russell Kelly.
And as always, a special thanks to our home, the historic Reeves Theater and Cafe in Elkin, North Carolina, a home for music in the heart of the foothills.
The band tonight was Russell Kelly on guitar, Deshaun Hickman on pedal steel, Sarah Howell on keyboards, Chris Gelb on drums, and Pat Lawrence on bass. Our interstitial music was composed by Russell Kelly. The technical staff included Jeff Irving on sound, Doug Williams of Electromagnetic Radiation Recorders did our broadcast mix, and Ben Singer, Nick Bassett, and Eric DeLager handled the video.
Support for the Martha Bassett Show also comes from Hugh Chatham Health, Icon Custom Builders, Bowen Town & Country Furniture, Buckeye Advisors and Buckeye Moving and Storage, Piedmont Federal Bank, and Fancy Groceries. Fine clothes and quality basics located in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Thanks for listening to our show. Remember, you can follow the entire schedule, listen to our past radio shows, and subscribe to our podcast at marthabassettshow.com. Until next week, take good care of yourselves and each other.